What is up guys, Need for Speed fan here with a new video. If you're new to my channel, through the many gameplays that I upload over the years, you might see the reoccurring theme of a new purchase, whether it's a laptop, a desktop, or a weird contraption that my mind came across while lurking the internet. As of right now, I equally had laptops from older and newer age in my possession, as well as desktops, as you can see on my channel. Since my most recent purchase, the HP Pavilion gaming laptop, which had very low views and not much love, I always missed that computer. That computer that you could install almost every single operating system you can imagine, bang your head against the wall when you couldn't solve a fatal error or a blue screen of death, and had to redo everything, which took a whole day to fix, but through it all, you enjoyed tinkering with it. Well, I finally found exactly what I wanted. Congratulations, Need for Speed fan, you have a $500 gaming laptop and you got a 15-year-old laptop. Again, you might say. But stop right there, hear me out. There are two main reasons as to why I got this laptop. But before that, let's talk a bit about what this is. It's an HP NX9420, and no, it's not special because it has the 420 number in it. It has a 17-inch display with a 16:10 aspect ratio and a resolution of 1680 by 1050, a Core 2 Duo T7200, 4 gigs of RAM with an asterisk, 120GB SSD, and an ATI Radeon X1600. As a comparison, yes, it's similar to a ThinkPad T60P 15-inch, but with a bigger display. Basically, it's a generation before the ThinkPad W700. Sort of. The two main reasons I bought this laptop are: 1. I had one of these. At least my dad had one of these for over 7 years, somewhere around 2008 to 2015. For every single day between these years, it was on for at least 10 hours a day on a business work. Every single day. Take that into consideration. When was the last time you saw a laptop to run for so long without having a single issue? Some ThinkPads? Yes. A few Dells or Toshibas? Probably. In the time this HP was released, the company wasn't well known for their laptops' reliability, a trend which is known to this day. For me at least, this model was built like a tank, being unbelievably quiet for its time, with a very good fan profile and excellent temperatures, seriously rivaling the T60 ThinkPad. I had a love-hate relationship with this laptop, hating for being so reliable as opposed to my AMD desktop back from 2011, and now loving it for being one of the sturdiest laptops I have ever seen. The problem which killed my dad's laptop back in the day was a faulty power supply causing shorts and massive motherboard issues like overheating and turning off spontaneously. Nevertheless, I found one after 6 years of searching in a decent condition, almost maxed out. The motherboard was looking almost brand new when I first disassembled the laptop, and barely had much use. So many years for around $50. The fact that I had most of the parts for it helped me tremendously. It had in the original form a 1440x900 display, which I took from my own. Got some sticks of 2GB of DDR2 RAM, replaced the French keyboard, which had, let's just say, had better days. Thanks, Parrot. Swapped the trackpad with the fancy one, which also has a fingerprint reader, and added an SSD to be a snappy machine for 2021. In my opinion, the laptop right now is a solid 90 out of 100 in terms of looks, close to being a museum piece. 2. The second reason, and the most important one, is the fact that you can install any operating system you want. Want the latest Windows 10? Absolutely possible, with some tricks up your sleeve. Windows 98 or 2000 for nostalgic games or DOS programs? No problem. Want to try different Linux distros? Sure, go for it. Hackintosh? Maybe. 10.6? Yes, it's possible. But the most important for me is Windows XP. Even though I don't have it installed to this SSD, as it tends to run poorly and support for trim is non-existing, I keep it on a separate hard drive for a very specific reason, and that is older hardware. I'll give you a practical example. Let's turn it on first. Note this is the hard drive, not the SSD that we are booting into. So it's Windows XP. The screen is CCFL backlighting, so the color is a bit faded and the brightness is not the greatest. But for what it is, it's perfectly adequate. And it starts up quite quickly. I'll give you a practical example. Let's go back a few years at a time. Let's imagine it's 2015, you have a smartphone like that with a micro USB cable. You plug it in. And it works just fine. Let's go back another 5 years. Here you have the daddy of the smartphones. This is an HTC from back in the day with Windows Mobile. You want to plug it in, but you don't see it in the computer. Well, that's not a problem with these devices. You have two possibilities. In Windows 7, there is Windows Mobile Center, for example. Or if you knew a bit about global positioning systems and smartphones of this era, you will know that is a tool that is known as ActiveSync. And you install it, you see it in the computer, works just fine. But now let's go back another 5 years. So this is 2005. You have two possibilities. Let's just say it's this phone. It's a flip phone from LG, nothing special. Selfie camera in 2005, you see. And you want to plug it in the computer. Assuming that you do find the cable in your attic or online, you plug it in the computer, you see the drivers, maybe, but it doesn't detect it. It doesn't detect it, excuse me. Now it gets problematic. If the phone has Bluetooth connection, you're fine. If it has an infrared connection which can also receive the files from the phone to the computer, you're fine. But if it doesn't have both of these, you're in trouble. Because you might have luck to find the drivers online, sure. You might get the software necessary, sure. But on a new laptop, let's just say it's the HP that I showed you, it's basically impossible to install the drivers on that. because 99% of the laptops today are 64-bit, not 32-bit, and with EFI firmwares. So it's very unlikely even to think about installing something lower than Windows 10 or 8.1 if you're lucky. Well, now you see the importance of an old laptop. This obviously does not apply only to phones, but to printers, cameras, GPSs, some other form of external media, and so on. But let's go back now to the present. I put the SSD back in, and we'll start Windows 7. Just as a reminder, Windows 7, also with an SSD, loads slower than Windows 8.1 or 10, so do expect somewhere between 30 to 40 seconds startup time. We have a fingerprint reader. Precision is around the X61 and W500, so it's pretty good. We have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. We have 4 USB ports, FireWire, S-Video, for who remembers that port, VGA, unfortunately no DVI, no HDMI, these were things of the future. We have a DVD drive, and a PCMCI a card bus slot, which for the first time since I have these computers, it does have a USB 2.0 card bus adapter. So we have a total of 6 USB 2.0 ports. A lot, but let's not forget, this is a business computer, so the more ports, the better. As you can see, I could say I'm a throttle stop addict now, so we have, of course, throttle stop here, monitoring the temperatures. We are hovering around 50 degrees at idle with 1.05 volts, no overclocking here since the chip does not support it. Another reason you might want to consider a laptop like this, maybe you're into older 90s or 2000s games which you played in the Windows 98, 2000 XP era. These can be easily run on a laptop like this. The graphics on this computer are more than capable to run games up to 2006 without any hassle. You can run Crysis, but it's not a pleasant experience. Let's see what we have here. I'll not do any gameplays right now. I'm just gonna say which games work great and which so-so. Ridiculous games like Chicken Invaders, that's not a problem. Claw, which I heard when LGR put on its channel about this game. A seriously great game, but I haven't had the chance to finish it just yet. Runs great. Crysis, so-so. Halo works fine. Infernal, I'm not sure if many of you heard of this game. It's underrated in my opinion. It runs okay. DOS games like Doom, Duke Nukem, Raptor run excellent. Let's just see. Midnight Club 2, a game from 2003, works just fine. Need for Speeds, you already know my opinion about them. Great games, the older one, of course. So Underground, Hot Pursuit 2, Need for Speed 2 SC with a patched EXE, works just fine. Star Wars Republic Commando works great. And Submarine Titans, which is again an old game, works excellent. Now, should you get this exact model? Well, if you're seriously lucky to find one in decent shape, well, in my country I've seen in the last 6 years around 10. Most of them not in great shape, and some of them seriously overpriced, something around 150 euro. If you can find one in decent shape, sure, go out and have fun. But if you want to go the easy way, like I did back in the day, get a T60, T61, or a W500 if you want, and you can have about 90% of the experience I have right now. Desktops of this age, even though exist in greater numbers, portability in this day and age are more relevant. Take for example the Core 2 quad build that I had, excellent machine, didn't feel like it was 10, 12, 13 years old. Let's just speak the truth right now. Obviously a 15-year-old laptop cannot replace even a very decent Intel Pentium portable, something like Asus Transformer Book T100, or something with an Intel Pentium N4000 series. It can replace. You could get away, but you might be shocked at how close this laptop can get. Well, I hope I made a solid argument. Feel free to comment below and I'll see you next time. Some beauty shots right now and I'll end it.